Tapping in the dark, gonna find our spark. Blind tech, magic, learn to love, embark. With Desiree Renee guiding us today. Feel the keys in play, let the tech light our way. Jargon in our head code, we got a thread. Smart and witty, pass out of words unsaid. Screen reader sings, it's that new age bling. Oh, it's tech exploring, makes our spirits swing. Eyes closed, we're seeing, hearts beating and believing. Together we're achieving, no hurdles deceiving. Desiree's leading, all the knowledge we're feeding. Laughing while we're reading, this tech quest succeeding.
Hey everyone, this is Desiree. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Narrator. I know, Narrator. It is usually called the screen reader that can help you download a better screen reader. At least that's what I've called it in the past. But there actually are some new features and great things about Narrator. So if you need to use it, I wanted to show you how to turn it on and go into the settings and set up a few preferences. So the reason I am doing this is because I recently got a new computer for work and they sent it to me pretty much unconfigured. It was barely Windows configured. So I needed to run Narrator in order to download all of my other stuff and log into Microsoft and do all that good stuff. So I know that to run Narrator, the shortcut key in Windows is Control and then the Windows key and Enter. So what I want to do now is I'm going to turn on Narrator, and I don't have another screen reader running, so I'm going to turn it on with Control Windows Enter.
Starting Narrator. No item in view.
Okay, so I am pretty much on my desktop. I don't have anything open right now on this computer, but I have Narrator running. Now, normally, when you first run it, it runs this little menu that you can check different preferences and see all the tips. You can start magnifier, you can do some other things. I've turned that off on this computer now, so I don't have access right away to my Narrator settings. So in order to get to that, I need to press Control Windows N for Narrator.
Settings with Narrator. Toggle switch on.
Okay, so it told me I was in settings and I have Narrator on right now. Now if I just press Tab.
Show more settings button collapsed.
And let's press Enter here.
Show more settings button expanded.
And then Tab.
Start Narrator before sign-in checkbox unchecked.
So if you want that checked, you can check it. I particularly don't on this computer, but I do on one of my other computers.
Start Narrator after sign-in checkbox unchecked. Keyboard shortcut for Narrator. Toggle switch on.
So that means the keyboard shortcut that we talked about, Control Windows Enter, will work to run Narrator.
Narrator home group. Show more settings button collapsed.
Okay, and here's Narrator home, so let's press Enter here.
Show more settings button expanded. Open Narrator home button open. Show Narrator home when Narrator starts checkbox unchecked.
So I've unchecked that, so that's why it didn't show the Narrator home area when I launched Narrator.
Complete guide to Narrator button open.
So here's where you can find the user guide for Narrator.
Choose a voice. Microsoft David, English, United States, combo box, collapsed.
Okay, I don't like this voice, so I'm going to change it. I'm going to press down arrow here.
Microsoft Zira.
Microsoft Mark.
Microsoft David desktop. Show more settings button collapsed.
So I tab to show more settings. So I'm going to press Enter here.
Show more settings button expanded. Speed slider at 10.
Okay, I don't like the speed, so I'm going to make that a little faster. I'm going to press up arrow here on the slider.
11, 12, 13.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Pitch slider at 10.
Okay.
Volume slider at 100.
Let's turn that down just a little bit.
99, 97, 94, 93, 92, 91, 90.
There we go.
Add natural voices group. Add button.
Now, I actually like the natural voices. There's one in particular that I like, and I'll show it to you. So I'm going to press Enter on Add Natural Voices.
Choose a voice window. Link. Choose a different language. English.
So
Select
I'm
natural
on
voice
English
to preview.
right now.
Internet connection required.
I'm going to select one and you can listen to the way they sound. So I'm going to press tab here.
Microsoft Nirja, natural, female, English, India, 32.3 megabytes, 1 of 7, selected.
Let's see.
Hello, my name is Nija. I am a high-quality speech voice that you can use for your screen reading needs with your Narrator, which is a screen reader app built into Windows. You can use my voice while interacting and reading text with Narrator, and I hope you give me a try.
Okay, so that is the first voice that comes up. Now I'm going to press the down arrow key.
Microsoft Probot, natural, male, English, India.
And
Microsoft
down.
Ryan, natural, male, English, United Kingdom, 20.1 megabytes,
Let's see what
3 of
Ryan
7,
sounds
selected.
like.
Hello, my name is Ryan. I am a high-quality speech voice that you can use for your screen reading needs with your Narrator, which is a
Microsoft Sonia, natural, female, English, United Kingdom.
Hello, my name is Sonia. I am a high-quality speech voice that you can use for your screen reading needs with your Narrator.
Microsoft Aria, natural, female, English, United States.
Hello, my name is Arya. I am a high-quality speech voice that you can use for your screen reading needs with Narrator, which is the
Microsoft Guy, natural,
Hello, my name is Guy. I am a high-quality speech voice that you can use for your screen reading needs with Narrator, which is the screen reader app built into Windows.
Microsoft Jenny, natural.
Hello, my name is Jenny. I am a high-quality speech voice that you can use for your screen reading needs with Narrator, which is the screen reader app built into Windows. You can use my
Download and install.
Okay, I like Jenny, so I'm going to download and install that one.
Progress status, 0%.
And I press tab to get to that download and install once I've selected the voices. The other thing you can do too, which I started to do, is as soon as I selected the voice, I press Control to stop Narrator, and then the voice sample started right away.
progress status 100%. Settings window and
Okay, so there's my voice set up there. Now let's tab again here.
add legacy voices button. Lower the volume of other apps when Narrator is speaking. Toggle switch on.
I am going to turn that off.
Space. Lower the volume of other apps when Narrator is speaking. Toggle switch off. Narrator audio output device. Default audio device. Combo box. Collapsed.
So just like JAWS, you can actually change where Narrator comes through. So you can have it come through your default system device, or you can change it to a speaker or headset or whatever you want to. And that's where you would do that.
Verbosity level 3. All control details. Combo box. Collapsed. Show more settings button. Collapsed. Context level for buttons and controls 3. Immediate context name and type. Combo box. Collapsed.
So anytime you want to expand any of these buttons, you would press enter and you can show more settings and expand that. And then when you do that, when you tab, it'll be the settings that you've expanded.
Show more settings button. Have Narrator announce when I type group. Show more settings button. Collapsed.
Okay.
Show more letters, numbers, and punctuation checkbox checked.
No.
Space. Unchecked. Words checkbox checked. Function keys checkbox unchecked. Arrow, tab, and other navigation keys checkbox unchecked. Toggle keys like caps lock and number lock checkbox checked. Shift, Alt, and other modifier keys checkbox unchecked. Narrator key, caps lock or insert, combo box, collapsed.
Okay. So I have my Narrator key as caps lock or insert. So if depending on the keyboard I'm using, if I want to use the insert key, I can, or the caps lock key. So I can do either way depending on which keyboard I'm using and what I want to do.
Show more settings button. On touch keyboards, read and interact. Keyboard layout. Show more settings. Narrator cursor group. Sync the Narrator cursor and system focus. Toggle switch on. Navigation mode. Normal. Combo box. Collapsed. Use a braille display with Narrator button. More.
Okay. So if you want to use a braille display, you would go ahead and press this button, and then you would choose the type of braille display you want to use.
Enable Narrator extensions. Toggle switch on. Extensions customize the Narrator experience in some apps. Show more settings. Manage data and search. Get image descriptions, page titles, and popular links. Toggle switch on. Automatically send diagnostic. Privacy statement. Link. Get help. Link. Give feedback. Search box. Desiree Simi. Accessibility. Accessibility. Narrator. Show more settings. Start Narrator.
Okay, so now I've wrapped back around to the top. So if I close this, it's going to keep the settings that I've changed. So now I want to transition into going through the Narrator user guide. So I'm going to go back into the main area of settings and then go to Narrator Home and open it.
Narrator window heading level 1, scan. Welcome to Narrator. This is Narrator Home, where you can get help, access your settings, and learn about new features. Narrator is a screen reader that describes aloud what's on your screen, so you can use that information to navigate your device. To start or stop Narrator, press the Windows logo key plus Control plus Enter. Explore the sections below to get started. Narrator Guide button. View the complete Narrator Guide online. Alt-G. What's New button. Get an overview of new and updated features. Alt-W. Settings button. Customize Narrator. Press Windows logo key plus Control plus N to access settings anytime. Customize Narrator. Feedback button. Help improve Narrator. Help improve. Show Narrator Home when Narrator starts. Checkbox unchecked. Link. Start Narrator after sign in. Exit Narrator button. Minimize button. No next item.
Now I'm going to investigate some of these options that it talked about. One of the things it has is a quick start guide, which kind of walks you through some different commands and very basic things of Narrator. So I'm going to tab from here.
Quick Start button. Learn the basics of Narrator. Alt-Q.
So I can either press Alt-Q or I'm on the button now. I can press
Heading
Enter.
Level 1. Welcome to Narrator Quick Start, 1 of 13. This guide shows you the basics of using Narrator. Narrator reads aloud what's on your screen so you can use that information to navigate your PC. To turn it on or off, press and hold the Windows logo key, then press Control and Enter. Every page in this guide will be read to you automatically. To stop reading, press Control. Then, use the up or down arrow keys to keep reading from where Narrator left off.
Okay, now I will tell you, just from experience, that it doesn't always read aloud. It doesn't always start from the top. It's just not consistent. So what I typically do is when I go to the next screen, I use Control Home to get to the top, and then I use my arrow keys. Another thing is that when you let it read out loud, it sometimes will read the same sentences and list items twice. So it doesn't happen as much when you have control over it with your arrow keys, or you can actually use your list item keys and a lot of the same navigation keys you would use in NVDA or JAWS for Windows. So I'm going to go ahead and press the Start Guide button here. And as you see, it's not reading automatically. Now, what I do also know is that the beginning of the content always starts at a heading 1. So I'm just going to press the Shift key and the number 1 to take me up to the top where the heading 1 is.
Explore your keyboard, 2 of 13, heading level 1. Throughout this guide, you'll hear keyboard shortcuts and Narrator commands that may be useful to you. They'll sound like this. Caps Lock +1. That means press and hold Caps Lock, then press the number 1 key. This shortcut turns on input learning. Input learning tells you what keys you're pressing on your keyboard, as well as the Narrator command associated with them.
So input learning is kind of neat. So if you have a keyboard you're not familiar with, or you forget a shortcut key, you can press Caps Lock or Insert +1 to get keyboard help or learning help. So when it's in that mode, everything you press is going to tell you what it does. So I'm going to try Caps Lock 1 right now.
Input learning on.
Okay, now let's try Caps Lock 2.
2. Toggle character reading.
And 3.
3. Pass keys to application. 4. Change capitalization reading mode. 5. Not a narrator command.
Okay, so if you find one that's not a narrator command, it'll tell you that. But you can do this with all of your keyboard keystrokes.
C. Read document.
So if I do Caps Lock C, it's read document.
I. Read current line. L. Read next word. Comma. Read current character. H. Not a narrator command.
Okay, so that's just an example of how the keyboard learning thing works. So I'm going to turn it off by again pressing Caps Lock 1.
1. Input learning off.
Okay, now it's off. That's actually helpful too when you want to know what your function keys are. Sometimes if you get a new computer, the function keys are not set to F keys and you have to reset them. Maybe they're media keys or different things. So if you have input learning on, you can find out what those F keys do, whether they're F keys or media keys or whatever they might be set to. And of course, as it said, you can actually access the keyboard shortcuts or a list of them by pressing caps lock F1 anytime. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next screen, and it said I could use Alt plus N for next, so I'm going to do that. And I've pressed it. It's not reading, so again, I'm going to do Shift 1 to get to the heading 1.
Scan mode, 3 of 13, heading level 1. Scan mode is a feature of Narrator that lets you use just a few keys to move around your screen. Scan mode is already on unless you turned it off. You can practice turning it off and on by pressing caps lock plus spacebar. While you're in scan mode, you can press the up and down arrow keys to read different parts of the page. When you get to something that you want to use, like a link or button, press enter.
So let's see if we can try it. Right now, I'm in scan mode, so my arrow keys are working as expected. If I press caps lock space,
scan off.
Scan is off. So now, my up and down arrows don't do anything. If I was in an edit box, I could type. It's similar to like applications mode or forms mode in JAWS and NVDA. So when scan mode is off, that's when you can type and do those things. When scan mode is on, then you can use your quick keys like H for heading and L for list and those kind of things to navigate. And you'll also have access to your arrow keys to move up and down the page. So I'm going to turn scan mode on by pressing caps lock space.
Scan.
And it says scan. And that means I can scan the page
Navigation
again with my arrow keys.
Scan. Heading level 1.
All right. So now I'm going to go next with Alt plus N.
Heading level 1. Reading words and characters, 4 of 13. You can review individual characters and words by using the left and right arrow keys. This is a great way to check spelling. To read word by word, press Ctrl plus left arrow or Ctrl plus right arrow. You can try this now or go to the next screen.
So as you can see, a lot of these commands are very similar if you're used to working with Windows and JAWS or NVDA. They've tried to kind of make some of the narrator commands unified with JAWS/NVDA, which is really nice when you need to switch around for screen readers. I do it for work all the time. I have to switch between them to do testing. So it's good that they're unified because my brain just cannot absorb all of those keyboard shortcuts. I do have some cheat sheets that I keep handy, but it is definitely nice when they are similar commands. So I'm going to go to the next screen now.
This is a heading level 1, which is often used for page titles. Heading level 1. Heading level 2. This is a heading level 2, which is often used for section headings within pages. To move to the next heading, press the H key. To go back to the previous heading, press Shift plus H. You may need to do that on this page. You can try this now or go to the next screen.
Okay, so you can do that, H and Shift H.
This is a heading level 2. This is a heading level 1, which is often used.
Or you can use the numbers.
This is a heading level 2, which is often used. No next heading level 1. No next heading level 2. This is a heading level 1.
I had to press Shift 1 to go back to the heading level 1. So it doesn't wrap around like JAWS does, but you can go backwards and forwards with Shift 1 or 1, Shift 2 or 2, and all the way up to heading 6. There's another way to navigate through elements like headings, and that is using your caps lock F7.
Search hyperlinks window, scan off. Search list, no items found.
So the first thing it shows you is the list of hyperlinks. In this case, I don't have any hyperlinks on the page. We can do this again when there are some, but I can go to headings. So I Shift Tab.
Search list, edit, close but, scoping, hyperlinks, combo box, collapsed.
Now, what you need to know is when you press the arrow key here, it automatically goes to the next scoping item. So it's a little bit confusing and it doesn't always tell you when it goes to that. So if I want heading, I'm going to press H.
Search list, headings, 5 of 13, heading level 1, 1 of 1, selected.
So now I am in the headings list. So it automatically put me there when I pressed H. It's a little bit hard to navigate through the things that you want to see. So links, landmarks, headings, buttons, form fields. But that is how to do it if you want to, and you need to pull a list of those.
This is a heading level 1. This is a heading level 2, which...
So I've arrowed down to read both of those headings in the list of headings. And then if I want to get out of this, I just press Escape.
Narrator window heading level 1, scan. In addition to using the up and down arrow,
So there's the page we were on. So I'm going to press Alt-N to go to the next screen now.
heading level 1, landmarks 6 of 13. Landmarks are like containers that enclose similar parts of a page or app, and you can navigate directly to them. To move to the next landmark, press the D key.
Okay, so you can move to the landmarks by using D and then Shift D to go backwards. So if I do Shift D from here,
No previous landmark.
there's no previous landmark. I'm on the main one now. If I do D,
Navigation landmark.
there's the navigation, and under that,
Back button. All.
you have the back button, the next button, and all the navigation. Now if I do Shift D,
Main landmark. Heading level 1, landmarks 6.
so I went back to the main landmark and got to the actual body of the text. You can also pull these in your list. If you start typing in landmark, it will change the scope to that and show you a list of the landmarks on the page. So I'm going to press Alt-N to go to the next screen.
Heading level 1, scan off. Entering text 7 of 13. Text scan.
Okay, so as we kind of talked about with scan mode, you can enter text when you are out of scan mode. So it has an edit box here that we can practice with. So I'm going to tab.
This is a label for a text box. Edit. You're now inside the text box, so you can start typing Alt-T. Scan off.
When you go into it, it automatically turns scan mode off. So
Cap I. M. Able. To. Type. Now.
So I'm able to type when I'm inside of that. I can either exit scan mode with caps lock space, or I can tab. I'm going to do caps lock space.
Scan.
And now I want to reread what I wrote.
I am able to type now.
So I just press the up arrow to do that. So you can play around with scan mode. It automatically will turn it on if it encounters the text box and you enter it with tab or arrow. It'll automatically turn that scan mode off so that you can type. So from here, I'm going to press Alt-N.
Heading level 1, buttons, checkboxes, and other controls 8 of 13.
So as we talked about, you can navigate through buttons with B.
This is a toggle text label. Toggle switch off.
And if you want to check or uncheck it or push it, you can do enter or space.
This is a toggle text label. Toggle switch on.
And then you can do X for checkbox.
No next checkbox. This is a checkbox text label checkbox unchecked.
So I can do X or Shift X, depending on where I'm at on the screen.
Checked.
I can check it with space,
Unchecked.
uncheck it. And then to do combo boxes, I can do C.
This is a combo box text label. Choose a continent dash combo box collapsed.
It's collapsed, so I'm going to press enter.
Choose a continent dash 1 of 8 selected.
And then I can down arrow.
Africa 2, Antarctica, Asia 4, Australia 5 of 8.
Why not? I'll press enter.
This is a combo box text label. Australia combo box collapsed.
So I've collapsed it and I've selected Australia. So it's very similar to how JAWS behaves with all of these different elements. You can do radio buttons with R. If there are any, there aren't any on this page. You can do buttons B, checkboxes X, combo boxes C. I'm going to press Alt-N now to go to next.
Heading level 1. The narrator key 9 of 13.
And then the narrator key, you can have it set as caps lock or insert. You can also have it where you can toggle with either one of those. So if you have a keyboard that has an insert key, you can make sure you can always use the insert key for narrator if you want to, or you can switch to caps lock. I'm in laptop mode. I don't have an insert key unless I turn my numlock off, and then I can use 0. But so it's easier for me to use caps lock. So I have the option caps lock or insert checked in my settings so that I can use either or.
You may have noticed, so when you encounter a command, navigation landmark.
So now I'm going to press Alt-N.
Heading level 1. Important narrator commands 10 of 13. Let's go over a few narrator commands that let you customize what and how narrator reads things to you. Here they are. Increase narrator voice speed by pressing narrator plus the plus sign.
Okay.
Decrease voice speed by pressing narrator plus the minus sign.
So if I press my caps lock key plus the minus sign,
speed decreased to 45%. Speed decreased to 40. Speed decreased to 35%.
ooh, or I can go faster with my Caps Lock Plus.
Speed increased to 75%, speed increased to 80%, speed increased to 85%, speed increased to 90%, speed increased to 95%, speed increased to 100, speed at maximum.
Whoa.
On the back button, Alt B. Next button, Alt N.
Wow, can anybody follow that? I could, but it would make me want to drink more coffee. So I'm going to go back down with Caps Lock minus.
Speed decreased to 85%, speed decreased to 70%, speed decreased to 65%, speed decreased to 60, speed increased to 65%.
I think that's what I had it at. And it's kind of a talking speed.
Back button, Alt B.
Maybe it was 60. Let's see.
Speed decreased to 60%. Next button, Alt N.
Okay. So that's how to use those keys. Now it also told us some other ones here.
Next, back button, Alt B. Hear the current item by pressing Narrator plus Tab.
So if I press Caps Lock and Tab,
hear the current item by pressing Narrator plus TAB.
It will repeat what it just said.
Hear the title of a window by pressing Narrator plus T.
Caps Lock T.
Narrator window.
That's my title.
To go to the top of a window, press Narrator plus Home.
Narrator plus Home. So the standard Control Home didn't work for me, and I was kind of finding myself frustrated. Why can't I do Control Home? In Narrator, I actually have to use Narrator plus Home. And then,
to go to the bottom of a window, press Narrator plus End.
Narrator plus End.
To read from wherever you are, press Narrator plus R.
And Narrator plus R reads from where you are all the way to the bottom or till you hit Control to stop it. Narrator plus down arrow only reads the current line. It doesn't read everything all the way down like Insert or Caps Lock plus down arrow does in JAWS.
To read from the top of the window, press Narrator plus W. To browse a list of Narrator commands, press Narrator plus F1. To open Narrator settings, press Windows logo key plus Control plus N. Navigation landmark.
So that's going over the commands that the Quick Start Guide offers. And of course, you can hit the Narrator key plus F1 and get a more in-depth list of keystrokes. I'm going to do Alt-N to go to next.
Heading level 1. Scan off. Try it out. Explore a web page, 11 of 13. Scan. Here's a reminder of the skills you can use. To move up and down a page, press the up and down arrow key. To review individual text characters, press the left and right arrow key. To read word by word, press Ctrl plus left. To move between headings, press the H key. To move between landmarks, press the D key. To move to the address bar, press Alt plus D or Ctrl plus L. Once you hear Narrator say, "Sir," once you do that, you'll be inside the content. When you're ready to move on in Quick Start, press Tab or Shift plus Tab to exit the web page. This is a label for a search box, group, Alt D.
Okay, so it shows you where you could put your address if you wanted to, but it won't actually go to that web page. If you tab from here,
more vegetables, please. Scan.
This is their sample web page. So I'm going to press down arrow now.
Header, banner, landmark. Better veggies. Better, fast and healthy. Classic margherita pizza with basil and fresh mozzarella. Time to prepare.
Oh, it's going to make me hungry.
25 minutes. A thin crust is the hallmark of this archetypal pizza dish. Heading level 2. Ingredients at level 2. Text. 1 1/3 cups warm water. Text. 2 1/4 teaspoons yeast. Bullet. Stir warm water, just above room temp. Select all ingredients. Extra flour for dusting. Text. Salt and pepper to taste. Select all ingredients. Heading level 2. Bullet. Stir warm water, just above room temperature. Yeast and sugar together in a large bowl. Bullet. Stir in bread. Bullet. 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 Heading level 2. Bullet. Classic Neapolitan pizza cooks off the radiant heat of a...
Okay, so if I want to move by bullet or list item, I would use my I and Shift I keys.
Bullet. Divide the dough in half. Bullet. Place topping. Bullet. Cover the bowl with plastic wrap or...
And of course my headings, H and Shift H.
Minimalist margherita. No next. Pizza dough Napolitana. Ingredients. Heading level 2. Pizza dough Napolitana. Heading level 2.
Okay, and I could have also pressed 2 or Shift 2 for those. Let's see if there's a link. Let's do K.
No next link. No previous link.
Nope, there's no links on this page. But if you had some, then K would do that for you. Let's see if there's a button.
No next button. No previous button.
Nope. So it's basically just some straight text with some headings and lists. I'm going to Shift Tab.
This is a label. Scan. Next button Alt N.
And I'm going to press that button to get to the next screen.
Navigating apps, 12 of 13. The next few skills work whether or not you're using a screen reader like Narrator. Heading level 2. Switching between apps. When you have several apps open, you can switch between them by pressing Alt plus Tab. You may need to hold down Alt and press the Tab key several times to find the app you want. If you try the shortcuts on this page, use Alt plus Tab to get back to this guide. Heading level 2, searching for apps.
So I'm kind of sad because with JAWS, I really like the caps lock F10 to pull up all of my apps I have running, and I can have a list and go to it easily. That's really nice when I have so many things open at once. But I don't believe there's a narrator key for that. So you have to press Alt-Tab to cycle between the apps that you have open. And you can use standard Windows commands. You can use Windows D to go to your desktop. You can press the Start button and type in an app you want to open like Word or Outlook. And then you can go between them with Alt-Tab. So that's kind of what it's showing you now is just some basic Windows keys to get to the different apps. I'm going to press Alt-N now.
Guide summary 13 of 13. Congratulations. You've reached the end of this guide. We hope it was helpful. Each section is linked below, so you can review it again if you want. When you're ready to dive deeper, you can check out the link Narrator User Link Guide.
So that's some very basics about getting started with Narrator. I'm hoping to cover it a little more in future with some other options and features that it has. I am seeing a lot of potential, as I said, with this software now, and can't wait to see what kind of updates they come up with. So now you have a few things to start with if you want to give it a try. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at DesireeRenee.com. That's my website. It's DesireeRenee.com. And you can look for the Learning Blind Tech podcast there. Or I am also now on the Unmute Podcast Network. So you can go to unmute.show and find Learning Blind Tech there as well. Until next time, everyone have an awesome day.
Gadgets in our clutches, brilliant and pristine. Learning blind tech, love what a wondrous scene. Eyes closed, we're seeing, hearts beating and believing. Together we're achieving, no hurdles deceiving. Desiree's leading, all the knowledge we're feeding. Laughing while we're reading, this tech quest succeeding.